Sorry, I can't even hear you.
Maybe you should start by just giving us an idea of the team you've selected for.
Is it not on there?
And I want you to, as a coach, just give us the idea of your thinking, why you've chosen this side for this class to be.
Yeah, it hasn't changed much. It's just a couple of injuries of an HIA have cost us continuity. So we've brought in the next best players and in relation to combinations and mix. So yeah, it's very much comes down to the mix that we try and create based on what's available.
Is it for you not, or rather losing your props? We haven't had any response from you since that suspension of your props.
Yeah, it's not always nice to lose a teammate, but in saying that you're only as good in this competition based on the depth of your competition. So players that are ranked 2 and 3, in the squad. It's a test of their alignment and their abilities. So that's ultimately, if you look at it, whoever wins this competition down the track, it won't be so much who's lasted. It'll be who's actually able to maintain momentum as a result of taking advantage of their selection. So many sides either get injuries and judicial decisions that go against them, and you have to deal with it. No, not at all.
Can I ask you, sorry, Colin, we haven't heard anything from you or you as a coach. This is the first time I'm speaking to you after this incident. What is your feeling about the incident and the eventual suspension, though? Surely you guys as a union don't condone this type of action?
Look, at the end of the day, I'm head coach. I'm responsible for consistent behaviour, discipline, and accountable for performance. At the end of the day, we'll always support a teammate. He was judged eventually on circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence leads to foul play, so he wasn't actually concluded as biting. So that's the first thing you need to understand if you actually read the details. So foul play was the cause, and with circumstantial evidence, there's a lot of grey area. So it's an area that's actually not something that I'm an expert in. So ultimately, end of the day, I think based on circumstantial evidence and the sanction that's been handed down, Pierre is actually very fortunate to be able to continue to train and join us at the end of June.
But are you disputing the fact that it was not biting? So is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, so at the end of the day, circumstantial evidence determined foul play. Yeah.
John, Jason at 7, you said all along that you at some stage want to give him a try at in a loose clear. Are you happy to playing against the Highlanders in that position on Saturday?
Yeah, well, ultimately, end of the day, we've chosen this mix because we feel that it'll give us some strengths where we think there are some opportunities that we can exploit against them and create necessary pressure. Also, we're pretty thin on loose forward resources right at the minute. So, with Ruloff with HIA, Janu's not fit. He rolled his ankle recently as well. We've got Stoney coming back, and Tim McGarva is also out for an extended period of time. So and then you're well aware of Hondro's meniscus injury and MCL. So we're quite thin there. So we've got to kind of make use of the best mix. So it was something that I always wanted to look at some point. And his standards have really come up, and he's fresh as well, and he's got enough minutes now to be able to get started. The Kiwi sides will obviously go for probably a quicker loose forward mix, and ultimately you've still got Stusson and Nick on the bench.
John, he obviously brings a bit more weight and bulk to the pack as well, and is another line-out option. Are those two areas that even if you hadn't have had the sort of injury problems around loose forward, are those two areas that you might have considered bringing in Jason anyway, given that it's the Highlanders?
Yeah, I could have gone to a double fetcher, but didn't really have that up my sleeve this week. Jordan Adendorf is still probably, he's a very hard, uncompromising footballer, but probably lacks the necessary detail, having not been with the squad for long enough. So I've gone for Jason. Jason's very quick as well. Yeah, he will be challenged clearly in that position. But I just think over the last 3 weeks he's really come aboard since the Stormers match. He's really impressed me with his standards at training. We're working on some skill sets that are not natural to him as such. So, and he's really eager to learn, which is good.
But you guys are currently on a very good wicket at the moment, so for using cricket terms here. And you guys are also facing a side that is also showing some great form at the moment on the other side. Two teams meeting each other here at Loftus. What are you thinking the visitors will bring to the party this weekend?
Oh, they're masters of chaos. You know, they've been talked about that by New Zealand media as well. They're not overly reliant on structure. So yeah, I think you've got two teams with actually quite similar ways in many ways. And so yeah, I think it'll come down to who actually does master chaos on the day. They've got an exceptional backline that can break you, and they've got an extremely hard-working forward pack that never lies down. And you know, the biggest challenge for us is that, you know, they never go away, to be totally fair. So we've got to find a way to make them go away. Yeah, I love their spirit and the way they play the game. So, you know, the ball fest that we got last weekend, which was, you know, has already been reported, you know, wasn't our doing, or certainly wasn't our intent. I think we're going to get a totally different fixture this weekend. It's going to be all over the place.
John, if somebody offered you at the beginning of the season a second spot in the lot at this stage, with one game in hand, would you consider that offer?
I guess one tries not to look at the log and just deal with one race at a time. You know, there's a lot to go in this competition. You know, we've got a busy period now before the June big buy, so we just got to keep our feet on the ground and continue to get the most out of each other and just stay connected and care and work hard. And as a result of that, you know, we'll get some stuff that goes our way, and we'll also get some stuff that doesn't go our way, because we've still got, I feel, a lot of maturities still to go yet in terms of understanding how we want to play the game, and ultimately, you know, I guess there's a question of whether we want to go to the next level at some point and challenge and become a champion. So that's yet to be earned and in some way off. So in my view, that's probably the challenge and the question mark that's currently just surfacing on us as a group. But you know, again, we must embrace that as well. But I still think we've got a lot of learning to do, and certainly cannot afford to get ahead of ourselves. So and injuries and suspensions, as we just talked about, are all going to play their part in every team between now and the end. So we're in a very critical period of the competition, where number two can and certainly in our conference could move, you know, very quickly.